test. Test. Audio test, 1, 2, 3, test.
Amanda, Butsinamanda, 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 Butsinamanda.
We'll begin this morning's service with meditation followed by Nembutsu.
Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda.
Good morning. My name is Minami,
And I'm Candy.
and we would like to welcome you to today's service. All right, please rise for the singing of the Gatha, Happy Little Children, verses 1 through 3, on page 166 of the service book, followed by recitation of the Golden Chain and Nembutsu on page 5.
Chain. I am a link in Amida's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I will keep my link bright and strong. I will be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will think pure and beautiful thoughts, say pure and beautiful words, and do pure and beautiful deeds. May every link in Amida's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu.
Join us in the chanting of Sutra Jusei, and that is on page 95 in the service book. And during the Sutra chanting, we'll have Oshoko, or our incense offering, by the following representing Dharma School students, Evelyn Diaz, and our adults, Macy Hero.
Gagon Chosegan Hishimu Jodo Shigan Fumanzo Seifu Jo Shogak Gaomu Ryoko Fumidai Seishu Fusai Shobingu Seifu Jo Shogak Kashi Jo Butsudo Myosho Chojibo Kukyo 書天にし地に起源大公不詳無才道少女三苦四交際主役難海家言べしこもん閉塞小白道通達全注文高僧上満足いのろ一歩日月集中期天候無限一種解放像構成苦毒を上大集中説法ししく用意細物具足習得音演出上満得意三概四両仏無下地通達未不上感覚へ力投資最小損志願や交換大勢の感動国書店人東地よけ平等性祭も大心往生
We'll now listen to a Dharma message by Reverend Candace Shiba.
Okay, good morning, everybody. It's nice to see you this morning. And if you arrived here at 10 a.m. and not 9 a.m., that means that you remember to turn your clock back, or maybe Apple did that for you. So thank you so much for being here this morning. And we gain, as you know, because we observe daylight savings, we gain an hour in November as opposed to losing an hour in spring. Make more daylight in the morning hours. So when we spring forward in March, it's to add more daylight in the evenings. So maybe many of you want to stay out a little bit longer, you walk your dog a little bit later, maybe play with your friends a little bit later into the evening during the spring. And in the Northern Hemisphere, the autumn equinox was Sunday, September 22nd, marking the start of the fall season. But I think from what I can remember, September 22nd was still pretty warm, and it might have felt like summer still. So I always remember to turn my clock forward, or again, as I mentioned, Apple does this for me automatically on my iPhone in the spring because I spring forward, just a little term, spring forward, and then we fall back or change our clocks back 1 hour in November. So for me, it's really difficult to get up in fall and in winter when it's not only cold but also dark. So I guess gaining more sunlight in the morning during this time is very helpful. Wind and rain, which again, I don't really care for, but I know how essential it is, also make it really difficult for me to even leave the house sometimes in the morning because during those times, all I want to do is stay at home in my pajamas, drink hot chocolate or drink some tea, which I probably need now, and actually just watch movies on the couch. So maybe some of you also have that feeling of wanting to just kind of be home, cuddled up and be warm and comfy. So sometimes I can even think about times in my life that seemed very challenging. It seemed like a really bad storm. Sometimes I felt that there had been challenging feelings or challenging events in my life that felt like they would never change or would never pass, like a bad, cloudy storm that just keeps raining down on me. How many of you have ever felt like that, where it just feels like it's just pouring down on you, things just will never change? So, but what is helpful for me to remember is this reminder to fall back. Okay, let's, even for you visual learners, fall back. Just like we did today, we fall back and we gain an hour. But what do we fall back on? What I like to remember when I'm experiencing some of the cloudy, stormy days where things feel pretty terrible is fall back. And that doesn't mean just fall back and gain or fall back for the fall equinox, but fall back on one of the very, very basic tenets in Buddhism, and that's impermanence. And what do you mean by falling back on impermanence? Usually when we think about impermanence, we think about loss and we think about change. But maybe what we can think about is not this sadness of losing somebody or losing something, but, I'm sorry, my image is a little bit small, but the impermanence of change. And so right now, which one are we in? Is it this one? No? Is it this one? Is it this one? Yeah? What do you notice in this particular picture of change? I could barely hear. What's that? My ears are plugged up from the autumn colors, yeah. And you know, actually, if you can see, this is the autumn colors here, and you see the leaves here, but also the leaves down here too. This is actually one of my favorite times of year, especially when I was living in Japan. Being able to see these beautiful colors in Japan really made my heart very happy. And this is very similar to this idea of change and impermanence. And at times, right, we're going to lose some of our leaves if you're a tree, and then you might feel like this during the winter, you just be shivering and kind of cold, and you felt like you might have lost a lot. But what we can remember about falling back is that remembering that sometimes when we experience loss like this, that it leaves room for a lot of growth in the springtime. right? So we'll see these beautiful little leaves coming forward and growing and blossoming. And then again, it's this beautiful tree of growth and life and change. And it's even a little place for birds and insects to be able to live and grow as well. So again, I think this is a wonderful example of how we not only fall back, but we could fall back on this very basic but important principle of impermanence and know that these stormy days, we might experience them, of course, but those stormy days will hopefully lead to growth and change, development into this beautiful, beautiful, strong, and beautiful green tree that we have here in the spring. Okay? And so I'm kind of feeling that way right now as I'm getting over a cold, as you could probably hear and see. And I'm hoping that I can continue to feel better. And I know that this might be a little rough patch for me right now, but of course, as I was kind of thinking about the way that my body is healing and getting better, that this too shall pass. And hopefully I'll be 100% next week when I see you again. But remember, what do we do when we're thinking about some troubling times? What do we do? Fall back. Yeah, fall back. Let's fall back on, again, those very basic tenets in Buddhism. And again, impermanence is just one of them, but there's so many different teachings that we can always fall back on when we need a little bit of help and encouragement and something to see us through a very difficult time. Okay, so let's all fall back together and remember those basic tenets. So if you could please join me in Gashi to conclude the message. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo.
I need to assess who's here and who's not. Okay. Do we have, thank you for your sermon, Sensei. Do we have any kids with birthdays in November? We couldn't find anybody. Okay. So we'll go to adults, and the two people on my list aren't here. So, any other adults? Anybody here for November birthday? We have beautiful cupcakes. Oh my goodness. Come on up. Yeah, come on up. Get a cupcake. Anybody else? Let's all sing happy birthday. Thank you for being brave enough to come up. And thank you to Dharma class for providing cupcakes today. So for announcements, Shotsuki will be November 17th. The order forms are in the Karma. You can print it out, or you can contact the temple office. Please have your orders in soon. Make your reservations for the temple annual crab feed. It's on January 11th. The ticket price is $75 for adults and $35 for kids 10 and under. And you can see the flyer in the Karma, and you can call the office to make your reservations. So we do not have physical tickets this year. Sangha Club is having a sock and underwear collection until December 8th, and there's a big box in the foyer. So please deposit underwear and socks for children 0 to 18 years. So I guess 0 would be diapers. Donations will be given to the Mary Graham Children's Center shelter. So please bring your donations to the Honda before service on Sundays. Reverend Candace's book club will meet on November 20th at 6:30. It's a little earlier due to Thanksgiving holiday. And if you're interested in joining, please contact Reverend Candace and she will make sure you have what you need. YBA is now the organization collecting cans and plastic bottles. Please leave your recyclables in the white barrels in the mini chapel. Are there any other announcements? Mike.
The Federation of Dharma School Teachers League has 3 funds for education. For today, the Bishop's Project Foundation Fund is named for Bishop Shincho Hanayama, who had a concern for the proper religious training for youth. The fund awards projects that will contribute to the advancement of teaching Buddhism in the Dharma schools. The fund is funded by donations from the Dana or Saisen, the monetary collections during the service in October or November. Designated today fund to go to the Bishop's Projects Foundation. When you make a Saisen, the money that goes into the basket is for the Dharma school. Any Saisen that's put in the box goes to the temple. Following this service is a Shotsuki service. Also, there will be a Yaba meeting and a SWA meeting at 11:30 today. On Saturday, the Cortez Hoakai is having their post-harvest service and potluck. This will be from 10:30 a.m. Next Sunday, there will be taiko class for anybody interested after class. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. If there are no other announcements, we'll dismiss so the Shotsuki service can begin. Please observe good etiquette. Offer incense if you haven't already done so. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you again for coming to service for the previous service and today's Shotsuki Memorial service. And again, Shotsuki Memorial, it's an opportunity for us to come together and to remember our friends and loved ones who have passed away. And this is just one of many different services, memorial services that can be observed. And for us to be able to come together as a sangha or a congregation, it's an opportunity for us to come to remember and honor our friends and loved ones from the temple and, of course, in your families who have passed away. And as you know, memorial services in Buddhism, they can be observed 7 days, 49 days, 100th day, 1 year, and many other subsequent memorial services that you may observe as a family. And earlier Buddhist traditions believe that especially having a service every 7 days until the 49th day would really determine our loved ones or our friends' awakening or enlightenment. However, as Shinshu Buddhists, that's what we are, we believe that our loved ones, our friends, they attain enlightenment at the moment of their passing.